Hello, GAAR family, and I say family for a reason, because what you get when you become a realtor is the family culture of support and help in your career. You've chosen a great career to embark on. Some of you may already be realtors and you're just taking a new step into residential or doing something a little bit different, but I'm guessing most of you are brand new realtors just coming out of school, getting your license and getting your career rolling. And what a great time to be here, and a great place to be here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's a lot of things that GAAR can do to help, and we know that we're sometimes you have a lot of these services, a lot of these opportunities through your qualifying brokers and your own companies, but we stand ready to help in many areas of the business. So one of the challenges is to discern, what's important now, and what I need from GAAR and what do I need from my QB. And there will be things that you pick. It's kind of like the grocery store approach. When you come to GAAR, you don't always need everything we have, but when you go to the grocery store and you need ketchup, it's nice to know they have it on the shelves. You don't have to get it every time you go. Same thing here at GAAR. We have a lot of services, a lot of things and benefits to offer you that are included in your membership at GAAR, which is very reasonable for all the things that you get and all the services that we offer. And if you get a chance to talk to somebody about that further down the road, we'd love to visit with you about it. A couple of things. It's a big business. You can choose a career path that will take you down the road of maybe commercial sales, or maybe commercial property management. Maybe retail is your thing. You like manufacturing, you like office, industrial. Let's move over to the residential side, which we're more familiar with. You can deal with certain sectors of the industry. You can choose to specialize in veteran services. Maybe retirees is somebody you would like a chance to be able to offer your assistance to. The neatest thing about it is, if somebody's selling a house or buying a house because they're at a high point in their life, they've got a new child coming online, they need that new bedroom, there's a job change, they just got a big raise, all of a sudden they're flush with cash and they need a place to put it. You get to help with that, and you get to share in the excitement of that family's step in life, and they'll remember you forever for that, especially if you keep in touch with them throughout your career. On the other side of that, if there's somebody that's having trouble, if there's a divorce in the family, if there's a death in the family, if there's a job change due to something unforeseen that couldn't be helped, those are stressful times for people. But guess what? You get to be there to help them through that stress as well. So either side of the coin you're on, you get to be there to be the trusted advisor for somebody in need. And that's a very important role, and it's one that we fulfill. If you look at our green sheet every month, the statistics that GAAR puts out, you'll see that every house that's listed, we get well over 99% usually of the list price asked on that, and you can just check the stats on that. It's been great to be a part of that. So many routes to take, and you can be very successful at all of them. It's a sort of financially a low barrier of entry. I know it may not feel that way today. We've just sucked a bunch of money out of your accounts, but a relatively low barrier of entry to against what can be a lifetime of very healthy earnings. Some people come into real estate as ski bums. There's a realtor I could tell you about that professes to be a ski bum, and I know for a fact that he's made millions in his real estate career. So it can be done. It's up to you. It's a matter of what you want out of your business. Some people don't need that. Some people have another career path, and this is an addition to what they already do. Wherever you're at, wherever you are in this business, that's where GAAR would like to meet you and be your partner. It doesn't feel that way sometimes when there's a report levied against you or a fine levied against you for an MLS violation or something like that. But honestly, that's not how we want to make our money, and we do everything we can not to go down that road. We want to be helpful. We want to be a support organization for you. So again, many roads to take. one of the things that a trade association does that is probably undersold, but as a former state senator here in New Mexico for 12 years, I can tell you it's a very important role for any trade association to play. And that's the role of advocate, not only for our realtor members, which we do very well, but also the industry. And even better than that, our clients, buyers and sellers of real property. And so my advice to you, if I could give you any after being here at GAAR for 9 years and 12 years in the New Mexico State Senate in District 21, I would give you the advice to say, become the trusted source of good, credible information for your clients. If you can do that, you're now setting yourself apart from your competition. So when I say advocacy, I mean we are plugged in to the local leadership in the city council, the county commission. We are plugged directly into state legislature. Obviously, I have some personal experience in that, so it helps. And we're also plugged in at the federal level with an organization called RPAC. And if you can see on the screen there, you'll have a number to put into your phone. It's 30644. You'll text the word realtors to 30644, and that will put you in touch with what the federal lobbyists are doing in Washington, D.C. At a moment's notice. And if they send out what we call a call for action, you'll be able to respond with the rest of the realtors around the country. And it's very, very powerful news to Congress. And we get our message out to federal legislators very, very quickly and very, very effectively. You ask any of them if we have juice in D.C., I will tell you financially and with information flow, we have plenty of juice in Washington, D.C. Let me give you an example. During the pandemic, you'll remember that there was a move afoot to have independent contractors, people that received 1099s for their compensation instead of a W-2. There was a move afoot to get those people introduced into being able to apply for unemployment on the statewide basis. We led the charge on that. NAR, National Association of Realtors, was at the tip of the spear on that effort, and we were successful in leading that effort where not only realtors, but gig economy workers, other 1099 types, were able to take advantage of unemployment benefits during a very, very difficult time when we were supposedly not an essential part of the economy. Well, I'm here to tell you that they found out quickly that realtors are an essential part of the economy, and it accounts for probably 40 to 60% of the decisions that are made in the U.S. economic base. And so it is very, very important. And those were things that were done on your behalf by NAR at the federal level, and we do the same sorts of thing at the state level and at the local level. I could give you about 30 different examples in the last 3 years where we've stepped up to the plate. Rent control is one of them. There was a move afoot in Albuquerque, the city of Albuquerque City Council and the state legislature to implement some sort of rent control, in a sense, lift the ban on rent control, because currently there is a ban on rent control in New Mexico. It's a horrible idea for any economy to have rent control imposed upon it, because it would stifle the incentive for anybody to want to add to the housing shortage, or what it would to help alleviate the housing shortage. It would eliminate that incentive for investors to do that sort of work. And so all you're doing is exacerbating the shortage over time and ruining the economy. The only thing that's worse for a city than rent control would be an atomic bomb. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's absolutely true. So we fought hard against that in the legislature, but we didn't fight on day one of the legislature. We fought for a year in advance of that session because we knew it was coming. So we met with legislators, we met with their staffs, we talked to them about rent control, and it died in its very first committee, which, by the way, Senate Public Affairs was a committee I thought it would be passed through more readily than any of the other committees in the Senate, just because of the types of bills that they will pass on to the next committee. not to have to make that decision. But they killed that bill in the first committee, largely because we helped them to understand it and understand the implications and the negative impact and the unintended consequences of that bill. So enough about that. When you text realtors to 30644, which I would love you to do right now, just get your phone out and text that to realtors to 30644, and that'll get you on a list, and you'll get a notice. We don't do this very often, maybe once or twice a year. I don't think we've really had one for the last 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. And so it's not like we're going to be contacting you every week, especially during the sessions or in the federal government for input, but it is really, really needed when we do need it, and we'd like you to do that. So the other thing, there's 3 things I'd like you to think about when you think about advocacy for your business. Number 1 is that you'll be the trusted resource for your clients. Again, that makes you a cut above, just a little more competitive than somebody who doesn't have that information. We can get the information for you. If you have a question that you are not sure of, please call the office here. If we don't have the answer at our fingertips, we will find out because we have the connections to do that. And so, be that trusted resource for your clients. But the 3 things that I'd like to ask you to do is, number 1, always vote. Don't ever pass up a chance to use your right as an American to vote in our election system. Yes, we have our problems. Yes, there are challenges. Yes, we're very divided these days. But if you don't vote, you will never be able to share your voice and on behalf of your family and your clients and the rest of this industry. Number 2, act. When there's a call for action and you've signed up by texting realtors to 30644, please just take a 5-minute, less than 5 minutes, probably 2 minutes to respond. And it's just click, 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 maybe 4 or 5 clicks, and you're out of there, it's done. And you become a part of a huge network of people that have responded. And by huge, I mean in the National Association of Realtors, we have about 1.5 million members, 1.5 million members across the country, and we ask for about a 37% response on that. Well, that's 300,000 or 400,000 emails, text messages that go into Congress when we finally decide to pull the trigger on a call for action. So the calls for action, if you talk to legislators, if you know one, ask them. They'll tell you the legislators understand realtor language because we're there, we're in their office, we're in their face, we have local, federal political coordinators that work directly with their staffs, and when we have the opportunity, work directly with those officials. So vote, act, and here's the catch: invest. We'd like you to invest in this with us. It's the cheapest insurance that you'll buy for your business. We're asking for $50 on the dues statement, but the minimum required to be counted as a participant in RPAC, the Realtor Political Action Committee, is a $15 donation. A $15 contribution to RPAC will help us all work together on this project and help our legislators understand the ins and outs and finer points of what they're either trying to do or trying not to do. We rarely lose a battle in Santa Fe. In the last 3 years, we've gotten just about everything we've wanted, and we've killed everything that needed to die. And I know that's a harsh kind of way to put it, but we're working for our industry, yes. We're working for each other, yes. But what we're really working for is the good of our clients, buyers and sellers of real property. So those are a few of the points that, as the CEO here at GAAR, would like to just bring to your attention, and so you'll understand. Kind of, it's great to get involved. It's great to get involved in committees. It's great to get involved in RPAC to understand, what is going on in Santa Fe and what's happening at City Council, because these local decisions really do affect your clients in many, many ways. Appreciate you being here. I know it's a little bit of time out of your day to watch these videos and do this new member orientation, but it's necessary, and we just appreciate you. Stop by. We have an open door policy. Coffee's always on, and we'd love to see you down here at the GAAR building. Thank you, and take care.